Hey guys, Sean Terry here. What is up? Welcome. We are live and I'm excited to share with you pay-per-click secrets. We're going to dive into the best lead generation tool that I have ever come across. And we're going to talk about how we banked over 2.1364585 million in assignment fees using this weird online marketing hack using Google, actually pulling leads from Google. So I'm going to share with you how we've actually pulled leads from Google. So we got a lot of information we're going to cover tonight. We've got a free gift I'm actually going to share with you. It's called our it's basically our hidden fee assignment agreement. And I wrote it myself. I've got it approved by our national title company, and I'm going to give it to you tonight. It's been literally, I've had so many people ask me for it because, you know, if you know anything about wholesaling, you know, if you do assignments, you have your fee revealed, meaning you're going to show your fee, meaning where you're going to, you know, here's a $50,000 assignment or a $100,000 assignment. And on that specific contract, the buyer sees that, and then they end up renegotiating or trying to renegotiate the price with you. So essentially, you're going to get that for free. So make sure you stay with me tonight. And I'm going to show with you a link. You can download it at the end. So again, what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about in my opinion, the best lead generation tool. It will change everything in your business. It will change how you do business. And then it will enable you to get to the next level. Leads is the most important thing in your entire business as a real estate investor. It doesn't matter if you fix and flip. If you fix and flip houses and you want to get the best deals, you got to get them direct from seller, and you need leads to do it. If you're a wholesaler and you want to learn how to wholesale, or you want to understand how to wholesale, and I'm not going to get into how to wholesale on this. I'm going to get in directly, specifically, how to pull leads from Google and other platforms that, in my opinion, are the best leads because you can ask a specific question. I call it the magic question. And if you don't know this magic question, you are frustrated doing deals. You are frustrated with sellers. If you don't know this magic question, then it's stopping you from achieving success. Once you understand this magic question and understand what lead you're enabled to ask that magic question and why you feel it might not be working for you, it's incredibly important. So we got a ton to cover tonight. I'm excited to have you here. We got a lot of content and everything we're going to go through. So let's dive into it right now and start getting into what we're talking about. Okay, so how we banked over 2.1, oops, I just lost my cord here to my computer. My computer's going to go dead here. How we literally banked over, and this is off this one campaign, mind you, okay? This is from this one, from Google. We pulled leads that came out of Google, $2.13645 million in assignment fees. These are all assignment fees, aren't double escrows. I didn't close on them. I didn't use cash of my own. All these had about anywhere from $10 to $100 earnest money. These were all deals that were assignments, right? Assignment fees. And these were the deals that we closed out of Google specifically. And when we broke it down. So this is what we're going to talk about. So I want to also talk about the number one reason why you're not succeeding flipping houses, right? And that's a pretty big bold that I would know what the number one reason is, and how would I know the number one reason? And also too, I want to talk about, to stay on to the end, I'm going to give you a download link where you can download the free gift, which is the free gift is basically the hidden fee assignment agreement that I personally wrote. It was approved by our national title company, and I'm going to give you that for free just for attending, so stick with me through this, and you're going to love it. So I want to back up real quick to here. This is important. The number one reason why you're not succeeding flipping houses. And there's a couple people that are here. You might be right now struggling to get your first deal or to create consistency in your business. Now, I know this because I've been wholesaling now for over 17 years. I started back in 2003 when I first got started. It was interesting. Now as you fast forward, I started teaching in 2010. And that's when I really got to perfect the business and what we do. Because when you start teaching somebody, you have to literally put it in organizing it. And it's amazing how much you learn teaching by teaching. So I run a wholesaling operation today. We do deals all across the entire country. This is real revenue, real deals that we're closing. I'm going to show you examples of real deals, the actual property addresses of real deals that we have closed recently. So you're going to be able to see all that. I'm going to show you proof of all that. But the bottom line is that why would I know the number one reason? First off, I've been wholesaling for 17 years. I've been through it. Number two, I've been teaching since 2010. We just did our mastermind. It's called the Six Figure Syndicate Mastermind here in Scottsdale, Arizona. We had close to 80 people there or so, and it was amazing because we talked to all these, and we had advanced people there, and we had brand new people there. In every single one of them that was in a situation where they're trying to make it work, even trying to get to the next level, all had this number one reason. And if you can solve this, and my goal tonight on this training, this free web class, is to solve this number one problem for you this evening, so you don't have to have this problem anymore, and it will literally change the way you do business, right? This number one reason. Now, I want to tell you a real quick story. My second deal, actually, it was my third deal. My second deal was a mess. I did everything wrong. I barely made it through my second deal. I'm lucky I didn't get sued on my second deal. But my third deal, I went for a couple months, and I couldn't get a deal. And I was taught to go knock on pre-foreclosure doors to talk to motivated sellers to get deals. So I would get a list of properties, and I would go from house to house that were on these pre-foreclosures. I'd knock on the door, and I'd say, "Hi, I'd like to help you before your house goes to foreclosure on so-and-so date," whenever that date was. So what I would do is I'd drive all around knocking on these pre-foreclosure doors, hoping I would find someone, number one, that's home, number two, that's not a renter, number three, that is not going to pull a gun on me or let the dog loose on me or actually talk to me. And I was able to get my first deal done that way of $11,008, and that was May of 2003. My second deal, I found a similar way, but like I said, the guy completely over-negotiated me, and I was lucky to get out of it alive. My third deal, though, I was doing everything right. I was knocking on doors. I was talking to sellers. I was doing whatever I could do. And mind you, once I got my first check, I quit my job. So this became my sole source of income. So I almost have like a panic going on. My first deal was $11,000. My second deal, I eked out $2,000 barely. And then now it's been a couple months and I can't find another deal. I can't find another deal. I'm sitting there. I'm going, what the heck am I going to do? You know, I'm knocking on doors. I'm waking up early. I'm working on the weekends. I'm working Saturday. I'm working Sunday. I'm knocking and I'm talking to people, but I can't find someone, you know, to sell me their house. And I was like, holy cow, was it a fluke that I got this one deal? Was it a fluke that I got this? And you might be in a situation where you haven't got a deal yet and you're going, holy cow, I don't even have any proof of concept. Everyone's telling me I'm crazy. I don't know if I can make this work. You haven't even went through the process to actually get that deal closed. I did. I went through that process. Oh my gosh, this stupid cord. This cord, man, I tell you, I'm gonna put this cord, stay. It's like my dog. Stay. Anyways, but I was like, why can't I get this deal? And you might be in the same situation. Maybe you've got a deal, maybe you haven't, and or maybe you've got your first deal and you're trying to get consistency in your business, consistent income in your business, and maybe you've quit your job like I did. I quit my job and I was in a mess. And it was 2 months going by, and I literally broke down and I was like, because I was starting to freak out. I didn't have a job, right? My wife wasn't working at the time. And I'm the only breadwinner. She's starting to stress out, and I got this kind of panicked feeling. Money's kind of running out. What the heck am I going to do? And I literally prayed, and I was like, God, you got to show me a way out of this. What can happen? And I started thinking, I'm like, and this is all going to come back and make a point. I started thinking, I was like, where would the seller be looking, right? Where would the seller be looking? And I thought, probably in the unemployment ads. Maybe they lost their job and now they're unemployed, and maybe they'd be looking at unemployment ads. Well, I walked into a local grocery store and there was a little free newspaper, small little newspaper called Job Examiner. And I was like, wow, I wonder if I could put my ad in there. And so I grabbed the Job Examiner, and there's a little advertise here button, not button, but advertise here number. So I picked up the phone and I called, and her name was Kathy, who answered the phone, I remember. And she had a graphic designer. She told me about how I could place like a half-page ad inside the Job Examiner to buy houses. And I was like, wow, okay. I never knew anything about marketing, never done that before, never took any marketing classes, didn't understand how that worked. But I figured if, sellers lost their job, they might want to turn their house into cash. So I put an ad that said, turn your house into cash. We buy houses cash, fast, close. And I put my phone number in there, and it cost me $600 that I didn't have. I know how I scraped it together, $600, my last $600 I said here. And she put the ad in the Job Examiner, and then I sat there and I waited. And I got a call, and I got another call, and a couple of calls were people looking for jobs. They wanted to work for me, right? And I was like, I can't hire you yet. But then I got a call from a guy who inherited a property, and he said he wanted to sell the property. I was like, bingo. So what did I do? And he was unemployed at the time. He needed cash. He's had this property in the family for a while, and he wanted to get the property sold. He already went through probate and did everything like that. And the house was literally just sitting there, and there was druggies hanging out. The place is all vandalized. So anyway, I met him over at his house. I talked and negotiated, and we got the deal for $3,600. And interestingly, I asked him what he wanted for the property, and he told me he wanted 40, and I gave him 36. 36 was the number we agreed on, signed the contract for $36,000. Then what happened? I had to find a buyer, right? I had my escrow company I went to that I used on the first transaction, did all that, cleared all the title, got everything done. Then what'd we do? I had to go find a buyer, but I didn't have a buyer's list. I didn't have a place to find buyers. I had nowhere to buy. Where do you find buyers? I didn't know you could go online and find buyers or anything like that. Back in 2003, they had AOL, so online didn't really exist. So what I do, I went to a meeting, Real Estate Investor Club meeting. It's called AZREIA. It's in Phoenix, Arizona Real Estate Investor Club here in association here in Arizona. And I walked in the room. This was in a big hotel. I walked in the back of the room, and I showed up a little bit late. And there was literally about 1,100 to 1,200 people in this room. And I remember thinking to myself, how the heck am I ever gonna get a deal? No wonder I can't get a deal, because there's all these real estate investors. And I can tell you at that moment, I felt really, really small. I felt like, who am I? How can I do something like this? I'm not a professional. I don't have, these guys are dressed up in suits and they look sharp and they're real estate investors, and I'm just some dude in shorts, flip-flops, and a t-shirt walking in and, hoping I can, see if I can sell a house. So I started talking to people there, and I was just, being nice and saying, hey, do you know anybody looking to buy, a discount house for like a fix and flip, like a distressed house? And amazing, all these guys are real estate investors. And I talked to 4 or 5 people. I don't know anybody there. I don't know. And it was like, I don't know any. What are you talking about? We're in a real estate investor club. Nobody knows anybody buys houses. So anyways, a guy pointed me to this guy. He had a baseball hat on and had some like overalls, and he looked like some contractor. And I went up and talked to him, and he said, yeah, sure. And I booked an appointment, and he met me over at the property, and he looked at the house. Now, I remember we got to the house, he looked at it, and he goes, yeah, I'm going to have to pass. And I said, oh okay. And I was like distraught. He's my only guy. I didn't have my only person I talked to. And he had to pass. My closing date's coming closer. I'm starting to freak out. I'm going to have to pass. I said, okay. So he started getting into his car, and I started walking away, and I turned around, and I said one last question. I said, listen. I said, I know you have to pass at 75, but what would you buy the house for? That one question. And he goes, well, I can't do 75, but I can do 73, right? And I was like, I thought about it for a fraction of a second, and I said, done, right? I was like, done. I can do that. I was like, no problem. So we signed the contract right there, turned around and closed, and after all settlement closes and all stuff and done, I ended up getting like a $34,000 to $35,000 check. And that, my friends, changed everything. And that is when I discovered marketing. Now, I discovered marketing, and that is the number one reason. Leads is the number one reason for failure. The number one reason why you're not succeeding. The number one reason why you're frustrated. Because there's two different types of leads that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to break down the different ones that they are. And I'm going to show you how to get the best motivated seller leads that allows you to ask a specific question which you can't do with other leads, which is why you're frustrated and why you're trying to eke out deals with tons of competition. There's some serious things I want to talk to you about here. It's interesting. All right. So if you don't know who I am, I'm going to blow through this real quick. A God-loving man of two beautiful daughters, Lexi and Ava, happily married for the past 23 years. Been wholesaling houses primarily for the past 17 years. Have transacted well over $300 million in deals. Currently doing deals. I run a team here. We have an acquisition team, a dispo team. We do deals all across the entire country right now. We have, anywhere from 5 to 10 deals that we close on a weekly basis, every single week. My team is, I have a rock star team. Like I said, we had a whole 6-figure syndicate crew that was out here from our mastermind. My team worked directly with them on talking to sellers on our leads and talking to sellers, making offers over the phone. It was amazing, had a great time, but complete rock stars, and they crush. Created the Flip to Freedom Academy. Well, hosted the Flip to Freedom podcast. This is how I got into education. Literally blew up online, 14 million listeners, 196 different countries. That led into an online academy. That's where I started teaching education, creating courses, 9 best-selling courses, over 20,000 members in the courses, best-selling author, owned 760 multi-unit properties, large apartment complexes, and four actually buildings, and in 4 different states across the United States. Live here in Phoenix, travel, and love this business. I love a couple different things. I love teaching and giving you a nugget that will make a difference in your life, which we're going to talk about tonight, and of overcoming that number one obstacle, and we're going to show you how to do that. And number 2, love real estate, doing deals, creating systems and processes in a team that can create a well-oiled machine and be able to scale it to unlimited amount that you can do. And I can just tell you, for the past 16 years, I've been doing deals primarily local in Phoenix. And we've done every marketing channel from ringless voicemail to cold calling to direct mail, 100,000 mailers a month, PPC budgets that would just astonish you from all different campaigns. We've done, what other marketing campaigns? TV, marketing campaigns, radio, billboards, and literally a barrage of marketing channels, primarily local in Phoenix. Have you ever been to a place a city, and you have this one attorney that's everywhere, right? Well, that's what we were for houses, literally everywhere in Phoenix. It came to the point in Phoenix, though, which we're going to talk about is called KPIs, key performance indicators, and our cost per lead got upwards for on all channels, a combined cost per lead up to over $550 cost per lead. And it became inoperable, literally, to what we did and manage and operate a team to maintain certain profit margins. So I had to make the hard decision, either A, get out of real wholesaling completely, which I can't do because I love it, and I teach it, and I'm not going to be a guy that doesn't do deals and teach. I can't be that guy. I've got to be the guy, if I didn't do deals, then I wouldn't be teaching, right? I'd be out of it. I'd be out of the teaching game, and I teach what I know. The bottom line is I decided to go national, and we went national, and I used what I learned from marketing nationally, and we applied it to the business and have literally blown up. And we have done more business than I have in the past 17 years just by what we're talking about tonight. And obviously, this isn't our only marketing channel. We have multiple marketing channels. This is one of them, but it's the best one, and we love it the best. So, all right, here's just some wires coming to account. I show 148,000, 120, 23, 14, 25,000. I'm going to show you actually deals that we've done behind some of these wires. 100,000, 39, 60, 11, 159,000. These are some of them that come into accounts. And so just a little proof. All right, so trying to figure out why it's not working. Why is it not working? People go, is it the marketing channel? Am I making enough offers? Am I saying something incorrectly? Am I talking to the wrong people? Is it too competitive? If I'm getting outbid, all the sellers want retail. And what happens is we go inside our brain and we literally just continue to think of why is this not working for me? And we're hustling and trying to figure it out. So here's the thing. And I want to talk about the most important numbers in your business. So I'm going to actually take you into my computer real quick. We're going to have fun on this. And I want to show you, and this is what's called a revenue matrix. These are what's called key performance indicators. These are the three most important key performance indicators. And I want to show you what these and why these are important and what it's going to do to your business, and what this lead channel that I'm going to talk to you about tonight will make an impact in your overall net revenue and your bottom line, and what it means to generate revenue, right? So let's, for an example, you want to make $150,000 a year, and you want to do that. Then you need, and here's the KPIs, average profit per deal. And these are statistically average numbers across the board for people that are fairly 1 to 3 years in the business, right? And I'm going to talk about our numbers that we're looking at. So 150,000, that's 15 deals at 10,000 is 150,000. Average deals you need a week, you need 4 deals a quarter. And annual leads needed, and this is a conversion, this is the next one, 25 leads per contract. That means it takes 25 leads to get one contract. Once you realize that this business, the business of wholesaling, the business of generating deals and revenue is all about numbers, then the business becomes incredibly simple. Because I'll sit down and I'll talk to someone and I'll say, hey, how's your business going? We just did this at our six-figure syndicate, and we said, and we have them show their KPIs, and I said, okay, what is your numbers? Let's look at your numbers. What have you done? And they go, oh, well, I got last quarter, I got 15 leads, I got 20 leads. Well, if you're getting 20 leads in a quarter, there's no way you can get 5 or 6 deals if you're getting 20 leads an entire quarter. Right? Our goal is to get 20, 30, 40, 50 leads a week. So if you get back in the computer here, I'll show you, is that you'll see that we need annually 375 annual leads, or 94 leads a quarter. We need 8 leads a week, or 31 leads a quarter, right? And for 150,000 revenue based upon these numbers. And we have a projected annual marketing budget, right, of $93,000. And that's $23,000 a quarter on these numbers. Now look at this, right? you do 150,000 in revenue, your ROI, profit rate, is 56,000, and your total expenses is 93,000. You're going, holy cow, why haven't I made any money in the business? Is because there's marketing expenses high. And we're talking about an average of a $250 cost per lead. Now, what was my issue? Look at $550 cost per lead. Holy cow, look at that. And if you have these conversion numbers, which obviously our conversion numbers are better, you actually lose money in the business. So you might be doing the business, spending money on leads, trying to do deals, and you figure out what the heck's going on. There's not enough money. I got all this money, I got money coming in, I got deals closing, but it's going out the door fast. So what happens? So what we want to do is we want to look at it and say, how can we tweak these numbers? So what we're seeing right now, nationally, doing deals over the phone, we're seeing our 150. Our average deal size, about $15,000, right? We're seeing our average leads to deal, about 40, right? 40. And we're seeing our average cost per lead, roughly $30. It's actually about 32. Right. Now look at the numbers. Look at you just change these numbers just a little bit. It's the same goal. Now we got to do 10 deals. We got 400 leads, so we got some more leads coming in. Eight total weekly leads needed, 33 leads quarterly. And there's our projected annual marketing budget of $12,000. Now look how much more money we get to keep by tweaking. And these are national numbers we're seeing right here. Now you'll see 40, the conversion rate 40, because the way we structure the marketing is you'll get leads from areas that you won't do business in. Okay, it's going to be a rural area in the middle of nowhere that you can't do business in. We call them leads that you just can't do anything with, right? So with those leads, you're going to have more leads like that, but they cost less, and you have a higher conversion. You have a higher a revenue per deal, because again, you get to ask this one question that we're going to talk about real quick. So the bottom line is this revenue matrix can be able to show the importance of your numbers, knowing your numbers, and taking the heat off yourself, right? Taking the heat off yourself, the fact that, listen, you don't have to beat yourself up. All you have to do is look at the numbers. Now, what we're going to talk about right here is getting a lead channel that can come in and increase those numbers, reduce the cost, and get bigger spreads. What if I could show you that, right? Now, here's the thing. You want more quality leads equals more revenue. Leads come in your business, they're contacts, right? Then you make offers, then you send signed contracts, and then you have revenue. That is the flow of how leads come into your business. And if you do that, it creates revenue. Without the leads going in the top of the funnel, there will be no revenue that comes out at the bottom of the funnel. All right, so let's talk about it. There's two types of lead generation methods. More than likely, you're doing either one of these types of lead generation. Again, I sat through a six-figure syndicate. We went through 20 different businesses that were there. They sat up for 45 minutes and explained what they did and how they did it, their KPIs and their numbers behind it. And they all did one or more of these different lead generation channels, right? And you could see the ones that are highly profitable and the ones that were not, and people that kind of did okay, and ones that were struggling because they had so much to do behind it. But let's get into it. The first type of lead generation is disruptive marketing. I call it disruptive marketing. What is disruptive marketing? Disruptive marketing, have you ever got a text that you didn't want? Right? Remember this whole political season, you get all these texts and coming in like crazy? I'm still getting them. Have you ever got a call from someone, right, that you didn't know, or they called you in the middle of dinner, middle of lunch, or you're at work or doing something, you got a call on your phone or call at home, right? That's called a cold call. Have you ever got a voicemail that dropped into your cell phone? It says, "Hi, this is Sally. I just wanted to see if your house is, if you have any houses for sale, because we're buying in your neighborhood." That's called a ringless voicemail. These are the 3 types of disruptive marketing: cold calling, ringless voicemail, and texting. I have done all 3 of these. Now, people gravitate toward cold calling, ringless voicemail, and texting because of the cost. It's cheaper to cold call. It's ringless voicemail, believe me, ringless voicemail. I brought ringless voicemail to the wholesaling industry a handful of years ago, right? And ringless voicemail is a great method to generate leads. The issue is of this disruptive marketing. You get a lot of mad people. And here's the nature of the lead. There is zero trust. They didn't reach out to you, right, initially. And there has to be a trust and a follow-up sequence behind it that is a long follow-up sequence to be able to build a relationship with that person and eventually, when they're ready, be able to close that transaction, right? It's few and far between will you'll cold call someone, you'll ringless voicemail someone, and then they're ready to meet and they're ready to go and they're ready to get that transaction closed. Same with texting, okay? So are these effective? Yes. Are they effective? Do I do them and have I done them, right? I'm not doing any 3 of those right now currently in my business, right? We get higher quality leads from other channels I'm about to show you. When it comes to our sales teams and what we're doing, and the scalability is infinite when it comes to these other different channels. So actually, in my opinion, right now, I would rather spend my time and energy doing what I'm about to show you than putting time, energy, and money into a lead source like this. If you're doing cold calling, ringless voicemail, and texting, I would say, if you're doing it, watch what I'm about to show you, and then you can make a decision on your own. But the bottom line is it's disruptive marketing. There comes an element of follow-up, and if you don't have a highly sophisticated, refined system for following up with these people, then you will miss out. It becomes frustrating, especially pulling the correct lists. Then you're skip tracing the list. Then you're uploading them to the system. Then you're sending them out, and then you're texting. Right? You're texting all day, right? Then you get the responses back, and then you're doing that, and then it's a platform you have to use. I get it, right? There's a lot of front-end work involved. Yes, you can teach a VA to do it, but they're not going to be as effective as you are to be able to do it. But this is considered disruptive marketing. There is a better way, a better method. Now, with disruptive marketing, you cannot ask, right? You cannot ask the magic question. You cannot ask the magic question. I'm going to tell you what the magic question is after I show you the next thing. You cannot ask it. The second lead type is magnetic marketing. Now, what if you had someone reach out to you? What if someone needed help and they reached out to you and they needed to solve such a big problem and they reached out to you first? Do you think you'd have better success? They were knocking on your door versus you disrupting them in their life. They went out seeking to solve a problem. Now, here's the difference. You have a person that's just going through their life, and all of a sudden they get a text, and all of a sudden they get a phone call, and it's you on the other line saying, hey, do you want to sell your house? What are they going to say? I'm not thinking about it. Well, what's your offer? Right? That's what they're going to say. That's what they say in all those disruptive marketing. On the other side of the coin over here, we have someone that's reaching out and they have to solve a problem. There is a motive behind it, an action behind it. They're taking that action. They're going to Google and they're typing in the word sell my house fast. They're solving a problem. And guess what? That's where you come up, right? Or they get a postcard, or they see something on TV. So guess what happens? They're taking an action to reach out to you. Once you understand the importance of that action, of them taking the first action, you're putting magnetic marketing out there. they're taking the first action, and that first action is the critical point which will make you be able to ask this magic question, right? And we have three things. This is the 3 lead types that allow you to ask the magic question, number 1, and this is magnetic marketing. 1, direct mail. That means you're sending out mail to a targeted list, and guess what? Now you're able to get leads coming in. They're calling you based upon the letter, based upon the postcard. Now, we have a unique method that nobody knows, nobody talks about, no one's been doing across, nobody, that we've seen 7.7% response rates. We actually have one of our members, our 6-figure syndicate members, getting a 7.7% response rate on direct mail campaigns without using yellow letters. These are with 30 to 40 cent postcards. 7.7%. No one's doing it. It's completely unheard of. And I'll talk about it here briefly. But the next thing is TV advertising. TV advertising is a magnetic marketing. And the third one is pay per click advertising. And this is what we call PPC secrets, pay per click advertising. And it has been something that has been so difficult for people, they have to hire an outside person to do their pay-per-click advertising. That means, I hired a company to manage my pay-per-click advertising, right? I did. And what I did, and it cost me over $3,000 a month on a percentage of my actual ad spend. And here's the interesting thing. I had a legacy campaign that I ran for years myself. And I brought them in because I thought they could do better, and I was talked into doing it. And they ran a side-by-side campaign, their websites, their whole deal, and I let them run it for 6 months. For 6 months, they could not beat my legacy campaign, so I fired him. I'm going to show you a pay-per-click method that you do not need to hire anybody to manage your campaigns. You don't have to hire someone for $3,000 or anything like that to do that. So what is this magic question, right? What is the magic question that TV advertising, direct mail, and pay-per-click advertising allow you to ask that the other disruptive channels don't allow you to ask, and why it's so important? Here's the question. What is your asking price? Now, that's the magic question, right? And you're going, oh, that's stupid. Yeah. Well, listen, if you've done cold calling, if you've done texting, and if you've done disruptive marketing, right, texting, cold calling, ringless voicemail, and you're reaching out to someone, say, hey, I just wanted to see, I'm looking to buy houses in your neighborhood. Their response is going to be great. Their response is going to be great. What's your offer? So now they're going to take control of the conversation. They're going to flip it around and say, what's your offer? Well, you're going to, in turn, try to get them to give you a price. Where they say, listen, you called me, you want to buy my house, what's your offer, Mr. Professional? There's no rapport. But when someone reaches out to you and they search on Google, sell my house fast, they do it, they reach out to you, the question is, hey, you're selling your house? Great, what's your asking price? So I'm going to show you some deals that we've actually done here in a second that we gave them at or close to their asking price. And you'll be amazed at the spreads. Here's one of them. Here's one at 2049, right? Is that Chateau Street, Orange, California. Beautiful house in Orange, California, right? The asking price, wanted $600, I think it was like $10,000 or $615,000. Gave him $600,000. Sold the property in a couple weeks for $992,000. This is a pay-per-click lead that came in for a $92,000. Whoops, that's got to be wrong. It's supposed to be 692, not 9. If it was 992, that'd be a smoking deal. But $692,000 for a $92,000 spread. Typo. So that's 2049 Chateau Street. Check that in REI Automator, PropStream, one of those. You can check it in there. This is an assignment deal that we closed on. Here's another one in 1424 for Belmont Avenue in Jacksonville, Florida. Cute little house there. Contract price 85, sold price 119, $34,000 profit. This is another lead that came in. What's important about this lead that came in, right? We gave this person their asking price. We asked to say, hey, what would you like to get for your property? What's your asking price? The magic question. Boy, if you can give me $85,000, that'd be great. Okay, well, let me see what I can do. Let me talk to my underwriter. Let me look at my numbers. Came back and said, I think we can do $85,000. If I get you a contract today, are you ready to move forward? Bam! You can't do that with disruptive marketing. You can't do it. It doesn't happen because they want you to make an offer. And that's why you're frustrated. That's why you're beating your head against the wall. That's why you're hammering yourself going, why can't I make this work? Why? Because I'm cold calling. I got cold callers set up. I'm texting for 2,000 people a day, and I'm trying to get these deals. I can't figure out why it's happening because everybody, and you might get a deal here and a deal here and here, but it's not going to be consistent, and you're going to be beating your head against the wall. Here's another one, 4626 East Calicorta, Tucson, Arizona, murdering these names. $21,620 profits, $84,380 we contracted for. What'd you like for the property? $85,000. What if I could give you $84,380? Are we good? Done. Right? Need to sign the contract today? Great. $21,620 profit. Sold price $106. Pay-per-click advertising. Now, I'm going to talk about how we campaign structure a little bit here and what it does. Here's another one in 7027 Shenandoah Drive, Fort Mill, South Carolina. Contract price $312, sold for $345, $30,000 profit, pay-per-click advertising. This is another lead that came in. They said they wanted $315, we gave them $312. How many people on here right now think that if someone wanted $315 and you gave them $312, you could get that deal? Right? If you're going to negotiate, right, and you could get them down from $315 to $312, you could get that deal. That's the leads I'm talking about that are coming into your business. Now, have I ever done a deal in Shenandoah? In Fort Mill? No. Never done a deal in Fort Mill. We got a lead that came in from Fort Mill. I didn't even know Fort Mill, South Carolina existed. But guess what? There are rabid buyers in Fort Mill, South Carolina that chopped up this deal like that for $345,000. We got the deal under contract, sold it, closed it, and got a wire for $30,000, right? So, what is pay-per-click advertising? How can you get deals where you can ask the question, what is your asking price? And maybe negotiate a couple $1,000s. What is pay-per-click advertising? Well, there's two main platforms, Google AdWords and Bing, that allow you to create campaigns and put your ads online, right? So let's get into it real quick. Now, first off, before we get into it, I want to just let you know, because people get afraid of like pay-per-click advertising. You don't need to be a computer whiz to be able to do pay-per-click advertising. You don't need someone to manage your account and pay them thousands of dollars. You don't need that. You don't need a huge budget and, oh my gosh, I gotta have this huge budget to start online. You don't have to do that. You don't have to have website experience, HTML experience. We have to code stuff. You don't have to do that. You can literally start with as little as $10 a day. You can have your campaign up and running within 24 hours. You can get leads coming to your business incredibly fast. And it's literally a 15-minute weekly maintenance on the campaigns following what I teach. A 15-minute weekly, 15 minutes, you go in, you look at it, you make a couple tweaks, 15 minutes a week. If you can spend 15 minutes a week, that is the amount of time needed to spend on your marketing campaigns, and it will pull the best motivated seller leads 24/7, 365, all the times, and you can throttle your campaigns based upon your budget. Now, Google, right? Let's get in the computer here and have some fun. So if we go to Google, all right, Google, boom, okay. So if we go to Google, right, and it just looks like a simple page, and I always wondered, how the heck does Google make money? Well, I'll show you how they make money. So we go sell house fast for cash, right? Now what happens, you'll see, we got here, we got this one, closed for cash, best offer, fair 100% cash offer, don't fix before selling, that's a good one, right? So see this right here where it says add, 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 right? Those are all ads. We have it down here, add, Ultra Home Buyer. We got this one, add, rawlingsphoenixhomebuyer.co, and add, offer visors, okay? So what happens if I go on here, right, and I click on this, sell house fast for cash, skip the wait, buy cash. If I click on this, what happens? I've never clicked on this before, but let's see what comes up. Okay, this looks like a carrot site almost. Possibly, but look at this right here. We buy houses Phoenix, no hassle, no obligation. Fill out this form right here. And you have a click to call number. See how that little telephone thing comes at the bottom left, right? If I click that, it has a click to call. And then you put your information in here and get my cash offer. So what happens is he's advertising on Google. And if someone calls this number right here and they click to call that number and they dial out, someone will pick up or I'll have a voicemail or something like that, but this will generate a lead, or they can type in this information, name, email, and phone number, and they can get their cash offer in 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so get your cash offer in 24 hours. So this is just one example. Let's go back and see what else we can see. So that's that one. Let's look at Ultra Home Buyers. Did we look at that one? Okay, let's look at that one. So here's another one, Ultra Home Buyers. Right? Here's a phone number you can click right here. Another click to call. Notice how it's click to call. You type in the address here, BBB rated. You got reviews. You got the site. You got all this stuff right here. All buy houses, all 50 states. Ultra Home Buyers, there's one right there. That's another one. That creates a lead. Let's see what Offer Visors is. Here's another one. Offer Visors, A+ rating. Get your offer on your house. Right? First name, last name, phone number, email, property, estate, zip, request an offer. Watch this video on how it works. Pretty much all the same stuff, right? You got the stuff right here, frequently asked questions, they got blogs, but the bottom line is their goal is to provide enough information to somebody that they will call this number or they'll type in this information so they can generate a lead. And this lead is gold. Someone that this is actually the best lead you can get. An inbound call lead off a Google ad is the ultimate lead out of all lead sources, cold calling, texting, TV, anything that comes in. The second is actually where they actually put their information, is the second best lead that you could possibly get in this business is that type of lead. So if I back up, so I'm just going to show you one more. Closed, check this one out. Here's another one. All right, we got a video over here, closed for cash, get my offer. You click here, this information comes up to get your offer, any condition, any reason, pretty much similar to the same, right? Why to work with us, and put in your information to get your cash offer. So here you go. This is lead generation. Now you notice, what's he missing? What's he missing on here? He has no phone number. He does have a chat box over here, interestingly enough, but no phone number. He has no phone number on his way. He's probably missing out on tons of leads by getting no phone number. He's missing out on the best lead you can get. So guess what? This guy's probably spending thousands of dollars on ads, and he doesn't have a phone number on there. So that is pay-per-click advertising. Now, the goal is for you to get your ad on there. How can you get your ad on here? Well, and then we got Bing over here, the same thing, right? If we do sell, right? Sell house fast for cash. Look at, we have right here, We buy houses, we buy ugly houses, we got OfferPad, right? We got ads that come up right here for these different locations, right? So now we go back and we look at it and we say, okay, how are we able to do that, right? There's two important factors that I want to talk about. Number one is the campaign, and the second one is conversion optimization, right? I want to talk about the campaign and talk about the conversion optimization because it's important. Now, a couple information, and it has to do with the campaign and understanding the campaign structure. And this is what most people don't understand, but what Google doesn't want you to understand, because when you try to set up a campaign, they gear you towards setting up what's called a smart campaign versus what's called a maximized conversion campaign. And I'm going to talk about this real quick, and I'm going to take you into my campaigns and show you why this is so important on a specific way of bidding on your campaign and why it's important. I'm going to give you that broader picture of it. So first off, let's go in here. So some data collected. Here's just some of the data. I'm going to give it to you. So this is what Google knows about you. Places you've searched on Google Maps, apps that you've used, if you're on an Android device, everything you've asked Google, your Google device every video you've watched on YouTube, every comment you left on YouTube, all your Gmail files, conversations, downloads, emails, all your drafts, everything, location data via, and they call it data graphing, so they're through their locational data. But data graphing is where they have a relationship with Apple, Facebook, cell providers, Twitter, all the other social media, LinkedIn. And what they do is they swap and they buy data from everybody else. And they'll take a person, right? Phil Johnson, right? Whatever his name is. And they're going to graph all that data and they're going to put a file together on that specific person where they're going to collect roughly 2,500 data points on you. 2,500 data points on you. You actually, check this out. Look at this real quick. If I go here, if I go back over here, and if I go, and I pulled up this article and it says, how much does Google really know? It's from Forbes, right? And this is ladies talking about right here, how much information does Google really know about us? Let's start with a simple answer. Google knows as much as you allow it, right? But look at this. To give you a real life example of just how much data Google actually has on people, I downloaded my data and it was 2 gigs, which equals to roughly 1.5 million Word documents. Okay, you know what a Word document is? One Word document? 1.5 million Word documents on her. This lady right here, 1.5 million. So then what she does is she provides a link where you can check out, right here, this link. You can go to Google and you can click this link right here. And it's called Google Takeout. Your account, your data, export your content that Google has backed up of all your stuff. And here, look at, you can deselect all. Anything on your Android device, arts and culture, you have Blogger, your calendar is completely tracked. That means you have anything in your calendar, Chrome, anything, any search history, any other settings completely. You can download it. They have it on you. All your contacts, crisis reports, data shared research. Who knows what this is? This is where they buy stuff from other people. Drive, Google Drive, anything you have in another Google Drive. If you have a Google Fit data, right? Your fitness is on here. Your Google account, anything on there. Cloud search is on there. Map, my business, Google Pay, what you pay for, Google Photos, Google Playbooks, Google Play. All this, look at Pay Store, Google Shopping, Google Translator Kit, anything you've done, groups, Hangouts, On Air, Home App, it's all saved. Their email, maps, where have you been, places you've gone, locational data, any of your activity. It's news, what news stories you've read, posts you've looked at, profiles, purchases, reminders, saved, search, the list, Google Voice, all your conversations. And YouTube Music. And look at next step. It goes on forever. Now, is that not scary? They know that much about you. 2,500 data points. Here's the key. Let's get back in the computer real quick. I'm going to go to my campaign. Here's my campaign, and we started this campaign, well, there's 24 clicks. So basically, we started it roughly in January 2020. So this is a year, right? In this campaign, we spent 410,000 here. This Florida Washington campaign, 49,000, 6,000 on this branded campaign, right? And these are just different test campaigns we're doing, but this is the main campaign right here. So if you see, we have 2.2 million impressions, 84,866 clicks, $4 average cost per click, 12,486 conversions, and these are phone leads and web submission leads for an average cost of $32.86. And I want you to look at this conversion rate because we're going to come back to it, 14.74. Now, if you see this right here, it's called maximize. This is a bidding strategy, maximize conversion. Why is this important? And this is not the only secret, but I'm going to share this with you. Why is it important? Because when you start a campaign, and when you're actually starting a campaign, and you're going to go for, and see, look at this. They have sales, leads, web traffic, product. They have all these choices, right? Branded, you go leads. You got search, display, shopping, video, discovery, smart. So when you initially start a campaign, they want you to start what's called a smart campaign. And what it allows them, what they believe, is a way to, it puts your information all over the place. Don't do it. It will cost you a fortune. You won't get leads. What we want to do is a search campaign, and a search campaign only. But what's going to happen, it's going to allow you to set your conversion, your actually bidding strategy type for maximize conversion. Now, why is that important? Okay, it's important for this reason. Because Google has 2,500 data points on you. And what we're doing is we're letting Google maximize for conversion. So here's what happens. And here's what we discovered. And there's a couple other elements that go along with it. But one of the key factors is this, is that once your account has registered roughly about 100 conversions, that is enough collected data on a group of actual converted leads, that then what it will do is it will find like people and it will display your ad in front of like people. Now, it's interesting that I searched sell house fast for cash. And I searched that and none of my ads actually showed up. I wonder why that is, right? I wonder why that is, because maybe I don't meet the criteria, a data point of the 2,500 data points that shows up, right? So here's exactly what happens. They have 2,500 data points, and this is person over here. And what they're going to do is this person is out searching the web, and they go sell house fast, and they're in Fort Mills, South Carolina, and they want to sell their house fast for cash. The data points match. Google will display the ad in front of this person, and then it will display the ad. Now they will convert, and your cost per conversions will drop, and your lead quality will increase. Here's the problem that I found, is no one is patient enough to get 100 leads, and no one is patient enough to let Google, because it's wonky the first 3 or 4 weeks you start actually running your campaigns. It's wonky because it's looking for the conversion. It's maximizing for conversion. So it's trying to take current data and find other people. Now remember, Google knows 2,500 data points and all the searchers as well. So as your campaign refines and gets better, it gets smarter. That means it has all, now think about, in my campaign, they have 12,000, look at this, 12,000 Actually, we have over 21,912 conversions. 21,000 conversions, 12,000 on this campaign, right here, 12,000. This one right here, we have 226, right? But they're all the same conversion data. And what they're doing is they're displaying my ad in front of the highest probability like data point person that they could find. If you can grasp that, it will change the way your AdWords. That is one key factor. The second key factor is this. If you talk to any Google campaign person that's going to manage your campaign, they're going to tell you, even if you get online with a Google rep, right? And this is completely counterintuitive to what anyone's going to tell you, and they're going to tell you I'm dead wrong, okay? So you can either believe them or you can believe me. But what happens is this. They're going to tell you is that if you want to get leads in Arizona, or you want to get leads in Phoenix, you essentially, what you want to do is you want to be hyper-focused on the zip codes that you want your leads to come from, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to input in location inside of Google. You're going to put the location in there, and you're going to put in the exact zip codes that you want Google to show your ad in front of. And you're going to restrict Google from showing your ads to anywhere else, and you're only going to show it to where you want Google to show it to. And you're excluding and restricting Google on geolocation. Now, I have studied and spent, you can look at my account in here. This is just one account. I have multiple accounts. I've spent, this is over $2.4 million just in this one account. $2.4 million just in this one account. And I have about 4 different accounts. So $2.4 million in this account. And this one account, we've done tight geolocation. We've done zip codes. We've done radiuses. We put in cities like Phoenix, Glendale, Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, cities. We targeted by cities. And we've tested it and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars restricting Google on geolocation, right? Then I had the idea. I was like, "What? I want to go, I want to go national." So I started looking at different states, and I said, "Okay, well, let's do Columbus, Ohio, and we'll do Cleveland, Ohio. We'll just kind of do it." So I went in and geolocated Columbus, and I geolocated Cleveland, and we started, getting leads from there. But the lead cost was still astronomical. It was like Phoenix is like $550. Leads cost there is the same, $300, $400, $500, $200, $300. It was ridiculous. And I was like, what is the deal? How can this be so high in Columbus and Cleveland when, this is insane. If you go back to our little spreadsheet there, you'll see that it impacts your bottom line dramatically. So then I said, well, what if, and I've spent tons of money testing this. I said, what if I target the state of Ohio? I'm going to get Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to get Cleveland, Ohio. I'm going to get everybody in between. And what happens is we started getting leads come in Columbus, Ohio. In Columbus, Ohio. We got leads that came in from Cleveland, Ohio. And we got leads came in from these outskirt areas that we've never even thought to do business in. And here's what happened. We found that our lead cost plummeted. Why? Because we didn't restrict Google on geolocation. We maximized for conversion. We got up to 100 conversions and allowed our lead cost to come down. We targeted a state, and it found people in that state that had similar data points. And guess what? We started getting leads, and our lead cost literally plummeted to the tune of, I just showed you, $32. $32 cost per lead, right? So imagine what your business would be like at $32 cost per lead. Imagine having 12,000 leads come in the next 12 months. Do you think you could scale, do business, generate, crush it, make A lot of money? Exactly. Here's the other thing that we found that we weren't looking for, but we discovered. Because we targeted Ohio, we found little tiny cities around Columbus, around Cleveland, in these small little towns like Fort Mill, South Carolina, that there was no competition. No seller was talking to other buyers. There was rabid buyers in that little town, right? And there was no competition, and they would regularly accept offers at 48% of Zillow pricing. So by targeting the state, by targeting maximized conversion bidding strategy, we were able to essentially be able to target the whole state. And not only did we get leads in Columbus and Cleveland in the major markets, Cincinnati, but we also got these small little markets that we got giant spreads on, and there's rabid hungry buyers in those little tiny markets too, which is amazing. Then what we did is we branched out to about 43 different states across the country. And now we're getting deals and leads in from about 43 different states across the country that we're doing deals in right now all across the country, and it's insane, and we're getting leads in. You saw the campaign. Now, that is the gist of the campaign. I'm not going to walk you through all the setup and all that type of stuff, and I'll be here for all night to show you exactly how to do that. But that is the gist of the campaign, but there are some key elements that come next with it, okay? Conversion rate optimization is the second leg of making sure you convert. Because, and I'm going to show you the importance of this, because if you see on here, and this is for mobile conversion via Google AdWords, that the average mobile conversion, right, across the industry is about 3.48%. 3.48%. Now, let me go to my campaigns real quick, right here. And if you see like an overview real quick on the campaigns, and you look on here, you got mobile phones accounts for about $1.2 million, about 50% of the conversions right here, if you see that, right? And you have very few from display, it's all search. But if you look on here on the difference on the cost, clicks, and conversions, 14,256 came from mobile phones across all campaigns, right? 14,256, 118, wait a minute. Oh, that's 14,256 conversions, 118,000 clicks, and $1.2 million cost just on here. And if you see over here is computers, but you see over 50% is mobile. 50% is mobile. Now, if I go back real quick to the campaign, you'll see, look at the conversion, 14.74. This one's doing it 9.3 and 7.5, because these are a little bit tighter campaigns we're running tests on right now. But this one right here is 14.74 for the nationwide, the 43 states that we're essentially targeting, 14.74 maximized conversion. Now, if we go over here and we talk about conversion, right? I want to talk about, right? I think Google said on there the conversion rates, 3.48 is the standardized conversion, 3.48, right? And if we look at here is what's your average monthly traffic, right? So average monthly traffic, I'll go here and go 30 days. So our average monthly traffic is about 100,000. Here on this campaign is 20,000 and 8,000 in your smaller campaign. So about 100,000. So let's say if you did a smaller campaign in your total was, let's call it 10,000. So you had 10,000 monthly, not 100,000. And your average value per customer is about anywhere from 300 to 350, and you got 348 348 actual conversions on your website. That would generate roughly $121,000. Now this is 3.48 on 10,000, and where does this cost come in, right? So what we're taking right here is if we go back to our spreadsheet and we go say, hey, listen, we get 40 conversions, right, at $15,000. 40 conversions at $15,000. We'll go back and we'll say, okay, 348 divided by 40 equals 8.7 deals. 8.7 deals times 15,000 is basically 130,000 divided by your lead cost is 348. So that's $375 dollars, which will give you basically an average deal of 8 deals, which you divide 348 by 40, which is your 40 number right here, right? 348 by 40, because you got 40 leads to a deal, 32 cost, and $15,000. So if I go back, it's going to give you 130,000 in revenue. Now, what if we wanted to increase this without spending more money? This is what conversion rate optimization is all about. Revenue, conversion, growth, and optimization. And it's not just optimization on your campaign, it's optimization on your website, and it's optimization on your conversion. Now, if you could bring this down lower, right, to 30, right, it just increases your revenue and you spend $4,000 or $5,000 less on marketing. But check this out right here. Now, remember, what's my campaign? My campaign is 16.48%. 16.48%. So let's look at that right here. And we increase it. And let's say we just increase it 1% to 4. Now we go from $130,000 to $168,000 on the exact same, a $37,000 a month increase because you understand optimization. Now let's say if I bring it up to 10%, that's 13%. Same marketing budget, same thing, you get more leads, you get more, 375,000 more in revenue for 500 on the exact same, and we're not even, I'm at the highest point right here, 10% at the highest point, right there, 13.4. And I just showed you conversion optimization on this campaign. We're at 16.48. I want you to have anybody show me where they have a conversion and they can see something like this. This is what it means when it comes to revenue and what it can do for you when it comes to conversion optimization. So you can have your campaign set up correctly, you have maximized conversion, you can have everything set up, but if you don't have the full basket of a complete conversion optimization, then you're literally, if your conversion rate's lower, they're gonna be spending money for no reason. So, optimization tactics. Well, Google gives you what's called an optimization score, and I can tell you, do not mess with it unless you know what you're doing or you're gonna screw your campaign. I sat with 2 of our 6-figure syndicates over a Zoom call, and I went through and I said, hey, I set up a couple campaigns, they're going, and guess what happened? Conversion rate optimization. They didn't have it, and their optimization score, they tweaked it and they messed up the campaign. Negative keywords. Negative keywords is critical because with negative keywords, it tells Google what not to show your ad for. Negative keywords, you have to build up your negative keywords over time, which is important. Here's another thing, is keywords. I want to show you something real quick. Let me go here, and I'm going to go to all campaigns. I'm going to go to one campaign that we ran in Phoenix for a long time. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to all time so I can see. I'm going to show you. Let me see here. Okay. So we have selling home. When I do this, I'll go off of Okay, so this oops, I'll go off this right here. So this is one of our campaigns that we set up, and this is what we ran in Phoenix. I spent about almost $1 million on this campaign. We got 16,000 clicks. Look at our cost per conversion. $477 cost per conversion right here, average, right? 10% conversion, man. I worked hard on that. We had target CPA, which is a different bidding strategy. But I want to show you something right here. And I want to show you all the keywords, buy homes for cash. These are keywords that converted. I mean, if you look at it, the campaign's paused, so it's disapproved. So if you look at the keywords, these are all, the way the ad groups are set up, these are all keywords that we had. These are all enabled. These are, I mean, look at it, it goes on and on and on and on. That means we had to have all these keywords, and all these keywords had their own campaigns, and inside these campaigns were individual keywords, like I buy homes, right? Inside there, we had the 3 keywords, I buy homes, and that's how the campaign structure was set up. But so what we had to do is spend $848,000 to figure out which keywords actually converted for the cheapest price. So we went through and looked at it and we said, hey, we got buy homes for cash. We buy houses, right? We've got home buyers, 1-800-FAIR offer, sell my house. So these are some of the keywords that have converted. Buy houses, selling homes, right? So these are some of the keywords that converted. But if you look in here, we had to spend $800,000 to find a keyword, find the actual keywords that actually converted. So what does that mean? The bottom line is, let me see here. Let me go back to all campaigns, all enabled. So the bottom line is you have to know, right? You have to know which keywords convert. If you don't know the keywords that convert, then you're gonna stuff a bunch of keywords in and you gotta figure out which ones will convert before you can actually pause those keywords and only focus on the ones that don't. So you put 3,000 or 4,000 keywords in, you let it run a couple $100,000, and then you find out the 10 to 15 that convert the best, and you pause everything else and you focus on those, okay? That is what I did with these campaigns. And the cool thing is I have the 10 absolute best highest converting keywords. Talk about remarketing, keyword discovery, and in addition. So keyword discovery in addition to specific keywords, adding the right keywords to the right keyword groups so you're relevant to the ad itself, which is important. All right, here's the deal. If you don't have any leads, you don't have a business, period. If you don't have leads, you don't have a business. Google is by far the best one. So here's the thing. Most people feel lost with no direction. If you've been trying to figure this real estate game out, if you've been trying to figure this wholesale game out, if you've been texting and cold calling and ringless voicemail, which they're all great and they all work, but you've been doing that and you've been beating your head against the wall because you're talking to a lot of people, but you're not just getting results because you can't get them, or you're finding that your spreads are too small, right? Your spreads are too tiny. You're just not cutting it on the spreads. Then what's happening, or you're finding out where you're not getting enough leads in your business, you're scraping to get leads to try to get deals to do it. Maybe you have a small marketing budget and you're wondering, where can I spend this $10 or $15 a day to get the most bang for the buck for the leads, which I can get the best leads? Should I do direct mail? Should I do AdWords? Should I do this, right? Should I do all that stuff? Well, the bottom line is that most people, when they get started, that's why we just held what's called a deal syndicate, and our whole group came in and we went through, we talked about lead generation, we talked about doing deals, we talked about actually getting on the phone, talking to sellers and closing deals over the phone. The bottom line is most people feel lost with real no direction because they don't have momentum. You know what momentum is? If you got leads coming in your business 24/7 and you're talking to sellers, and you're asking the magic question, hey, what would you like to get for your property? And guess what? And they give you a number and you go, holy cow, it's in the money. By $100 grand, it's in the money. By 30 grand, life is a lot easier. Believe me, I know. Now, I'm gonna show you one more thing. for you guys on here that are thinking scalability. How do you make millions and millions and millions of dollars doing this? What if I could show you right here, I'm going to show you in one click how you can build this business that I'm working on right now. We're putting the team together. I'm actually hiring people as we speak. But you can do this, I can do this, all of us can do this watching this right now and not compete with each other, because there's millions and millions and millions of distressed sellers out there. You and I mean, even if we did 1,000 a year, you and I, let's say there's 5 big time players watching this right now, and you're going, how can I scale this to 50 million a year? I'm gonna show you how. Check this out real quick. It's gonna be one click of a button. If I go here and I press this button right here, Campaign Budget Stimulator, and if I click it, and if I spend $50,000 a day, I can get close to 1,000 leads a day. 1,000 leads a day. So if I get 1,000 leads a day, right, and we're converting right now about 1 in 30, so that's 941 leads divided by 30. That's roughly, that's a lot. Let's call it 1 in 50. 941 divided by 50. So that's 18. Did I do that right? Yeah, 941 divided by 30. Here, 941. What, my phone. That's more like it. I thought I pressed the wrong button. That's essentially 31 deals at a conversion of 1 in 30. 31 deals a day. Now, imagine having a sales team of 50, 60, 70 people, all the leads coming in and handling 941 leads a day. 941 times 30 days is 28,230 leads a month. Let's say you just converted 1 in 50, right? That's 564 deals a year, an average of $15,000 a deal. That's $8.469 million, right? That's not bad. And your average is about higher. And your spend is 1.8 million. So that's not a bad return on investment. All right, so now people feel lost with no real direction. Number 2, 72% of new investors get overwhelmed and don't make money and finally quit. Why do they get overwhelmed? Because they feel like, I've got to do all this marketing, I got to get this list, I got to send this direct mail, I've got to send this ringless voicemail, I got to cold call, I can't find time to cold call, so I'm working around my job. Imagine this. Imagine setting up a campaign, you have leads coming in your inbox, in your software, right? And you can follow up with those sellers, you can make offers, and you can ask them what they want for their property. You know, some people are going to want higher. Some people, the property's not going to work. But there's a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people that are going to want to sell their house, right? And get that deal done. So what I created, right? And I put together a whole entire training on this, and it's called PPC Secrets, pay-per-click secrets. And pay-per-click secrets goes through in detail and it not only shows you the entire method to basically set up your campaigns, but walks you through step by step. The cool thing about it is you don't need to be a computer whiz. You don't need to be someone to manage you don't have to hire someone to manage your account. All you need is 15 minutes a week to manage it. You don't need a huge budget. You can start with $10 a day. You don't need any web experience or any type of HTML or anything like that. And if you can point and click, then you can follow PPC Secrets. It's that easy. I recorded the entire training. It's on demand. You could literally have your campaign set up getting leads in the next 24 to 48 hours getting this thing going. Now, what is PPC Secrets? We go through what to expect. I go through Wholesaling Explained, just so if you don't understand wholesaling, I teach you what wholesaling is. Virtual versus local, campaign structure versus virtual and local, what the difference is. What is pay-per-click advertising? I go through in detail. Also, introduction to freedom logic and websites. So I'm going to go through this real quick. Websites is critically important. Here's our website that we are driving, and this is getting that 14% conversion rate right here. We have a complete template like this that I've already developed that's in our CRM. It's in our CRM. If I can log into the CRM. Okay, there we go. Support Freedom Logic. There we go. So in our CRM, if I go in here, we have a complete follow-up system. We have websites. If I go into the websites right here, look at this. Bam, you click here. All you have to do is add your logo. All you have to do is add your click-to-call phone number. You have the exact same form. You have the exact same page, completely converted site already set up. And guess what? The leads come directly into your system, right? All the leads come in, seller leads, directly into your system right here. Based upon the leads and the campaigns, let's see if I go to, let me pick a random one here. Waco, Texas, vacant, right? It has Google Maps right here. You can actually look at the neighborhood right here. You're talking to a seller, have all the seller information right here. You can fill in, talking to a seller. We have comparable sales. Comparable sales. It's not connected on this account. It's a test account. Communication, photos, Google Maps here. You can figure out where they're at. You can literally, if you wanted, we don't have a phone number connected to this one, but let me find one you have is there one I actually have let me go to campaigns. Marketing, I got leads. Let's see if I can find, I was trying to find, here's one with the phone number. So if I take this one in North Carolina right here, and if I want to turn around right here, and I want to just call them, I can call them right out of the system. I can text them right out of the system. We have a text dialer in here as well, which is amazing. And I won't get into too much about Freedom Logic, but literally it's completely integrated with your website technology, and everything just comes in. And we have automated follow-up sequences. If you know anything about follow-up is key, meaning where we have workflow automations that I personally wrote and created, where you go in here when someone comes in and they haven't been contacted by anybody in your company, they'll get a text, they'll get an email, they'll get a text, they'll get an email over a course of a 6-day period, and then it repeats until they get a hold of you. When we put people in a long-term company follow-up, right, they'll go into like a long-term company follow-up, they'll get literally a campaign over a 270-day period. You know how many leads and deals we get from people responding saying, hey, I'm ready to sell, or maybe you couldn't get a hold of someone and you don't have time to follow up with them? This campaign will literally go through and call them step by step. So Freedom Logic is literally the key backbone when we're running these ads of optimizing, this part of our optimization of converting leads into deals. So let me get back to this real quick. So we talk about the websites, what they mean, how to use them, and how it works with Freedom Logic. We also talk about the introduction to Google AdWords, conversion tracking for your website and phone. That's the first thing you want to do, is set up your conversion tracking. It's very easy to do, and it integrates very easy with Freedom Logic. Setting up your first campaign step by step, setting up your ad groups correctly, and setting up your ads correctly. Everything has to work together, right? If it doesn't, it's not going to work. Understanding your daily budgets, how to optimize your daily budgets, and you can't go from $10 a day to $50 a day, or $10 a day to $200 a day, because you're going to screw up your campaigns because it wasn't a gradual growth. And next thing you know, your leads are going to get out of whack, your price is going to get higher, because they're just going to go out and try to spend that money looking for those people. You got to do it in an incremental fashion. Understanding optimization score and how to manage that, ongoing weekly optimization, Bing ads, YouTube ads, and doing deals nationally, understanding how that works. So I am only opening this up to 125 members. That's it. I don't want everybody and their brother having these campaigns. Only 125, first come, first serve. So if you're watching this right now and you want to be part of the 125, then you're lucky you're on here right now. The bottom line is, that's it. It's mobile friendly. Is my campaigns, Freedom Logic included. It's included the software. The license fee is waived, and it's included in that. All you have to do is pay the monthly on that for the service fee on that. Negative keyword list, and you get the actual negative keyword, my negative keyword list, and my actual keyword list that I spent millions of dollars on trying to figure out. This is the ultimate motivated seller lead generation campaigns for that. So how many more checks could you get if you got better leads that came in? What about your revenue? Do you think it'd be more consistent if you have more leads coming in? And do you think you get bigger spreads coming in if you had leads coming in where there was no competition and sellers gave you an asking price that was already in the money? Of course you get bigger spreads. You saw some of those wires coming into my account, 138,000, 192,000, 100,000, 92,000. Those are real wires. So here's the thing. Who is this for? If you're part-time or full-time real estate wholesaler, real estate investor, and you want leads in your business, this is for you. If you want consistent paydays every single week and month to get deals, this is for you. If you're local or virtual wholesaler, this is for you. Wants to get a competitive edge, wants to succeed, understands that this takes hard work and dedication. You're just not going to set up a campaign. You actually have to work the leads. You have to talk to the sellers. You have to talk to them. They're going to be motivated. They're going to be the best leads that you could ever think of. But the problem is that you got to talk to them, right? You got to be able to talk to them and make offers. All right. So who is this not for? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not someone that's it's gonna like done for you where I'm going to get on the phone and do the whole thing for you. I can't do that. Obviously, with 125 people, we're signing up. That's it. Someone that is unethical or wants to take advantage of other people, definitely do not want that type of person. Someone that's a whiner with no backbone and lack of persistence. So here's some of the amazing fast action bonuses that you're going to get with PPC Secrets and Freedom Logic. So you get the course, the full course of exactly the campaign setup. You get all my keywords. You get my negative keyword list. You get the campaign structure and the step-by-step setup that you can get into right now. I'm not recording it in the future. This is done where you can jump in right now, set up your campaigns, and get leads within the next 24 to 48 hours. So here's one of the first ones, is you get access to our private members-only Facebook group. We have thousands and thousands of members in there all over the entire country. You get access to that. We have Apple-like support, unlimited access to Apple-like support staff, and we will do whatever we can to reach out to help to make sure that you are taken care of. We are on the phone Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Pacific Standard Time, or you can reach us through our support ticket, and we'd be happy to help out. And we're on it. I mean, we get nothing but 5-star reviews when it comes to support. So only 125 members, and you get Freedom Logic included. The entire Freedom Logic system, all the follow-up sequences, the contracts, you get it has all the KPIs that are generated in there. It's mobile friendly, completely customized, and has all the training videos that come along with it. We launched this to the public for, I think it was $797, Chris, or was it $897 or $797? $797 license fee, and then a data fee. I believe it was like $197 a month. You have your phone numbers in here. It literally takes care of your websites, your phone numbers. You can call your texting platform, your CRM. It gets rid of Podio. It gets rid of your email platform. Instead of using other email platforms, you can use this. It literally encompasses an all-around business in a box, and that is what I use in my business, and it is critical. So again, that's a reason why we're only letting 125 people sign up in this, is because we're giving away Freedom Logic as well. All right, the other thing, Freedom Logic implementation training. We have a full training recorded to use Freedom Logic. I also did a specific training just on tying Google AdWords to Freedom Logic so you can get leads directly in your system. We also have a bi-weekly Deal or No Deal with Brandon Simmons. Brandon Simmons, our right-hand man. Deal or no deal, you get to bring a deal and he'll show you and he'll walk you through if it's a deal or no deal. Now, if you're doing deals nationally, if you're doing deals in these different states across the country, if you're doing deals in these smaller markets across the country, it's a really good understanding to find out and get some different eyes on deals. And he's not only going to teach you how to fish, he's not just going to give you a fish, but he's going to also teach you how to fish as well, so you can understand if it's a deal or no deal yourself. Next one is sell your properties to our national buyers list. You get a deal under contract. You have a problem selling it, bring it to us. I have a dispo team, and we can sell pretty much any property across the entire country as long as it's a deal. It's got to be a deal. If it's not a deal, forget about it. We're getting our deals right now at 48 to 53% of Zillow pricing. If it's not a deal, then obviously we're going to pass on it, just like anybody else would. But if you actually bring us a deal and you're having problems selling it, we can help. You can literally tee it over to us, and we'll help the entire transaction. We'll help you get it closed. Also, all of our prized forms, spreadsheets, just like you saw that spreadsheet with a revenue matrix, that all comes with this package with pay-per-click. Secrets in this training. If you want to understand how that works, I actually do a training on how that spreadsheet works and how to use it. Plus this, which we have never talked about, I've never told anybody, never shared it in public, but a secret direct mail strategy that gets 7.7% response rates. And literally, one campaign that was spent $5,000 and pulled over $150,000 in revenue. This is for someone that has a small budget and wants to get a high response of highly motivated sellers. Like I said, this is not anything I talked about. There's some things we keep secret in the business, but this one we're going to reveal, and it's only going to blow your socks off when you even hear what this is and how we've done it and how we've actually tied it in with our AdWords campaigns and how they two mix together, which is insane. Here's Curtis Dyer. We just hung out with him here this last weekend. Proof of concept. First deal done, beast mode during COVID. Great. $19,437. Congratulations. Here's another one. Christopher Kennedy closed 2 deals for $12,000 profit. Stacked the money in his car. Placed it on TikTok. Sounds cool. Here's a thread. Robert Heater, good friend of mine, been in the business, crushing it out in St. Louis. Luke asked him, yeah, Sean telling me help expand my business. A bunch of other friends got started with him as well. Awesome dude. Then David just said, Sean's $500 course retired me. John came back and said, David just, how long did it take? John Dale Miller came back and said 90 days to close my first deal for $17,500, another 90 days to have a $100,000 month. What a great story. So I'm going to make this an absolute no-brainer. Not only with PPC Secrets, and I'm telling you right now, PPC Secrets, if you put my value on, is $20,000. Why? Because this is a game-changing business. If you wrote a check for $20,000, right, and you had this, you would be paid back in spades in the first 2 weeks of getting deals into your business. It's that important. It's that valuable to the business to have my keywords that I spent millions on, to have my negative keyword list that I put together, all of that. And the training to understand how the ads work with the ad group, work with the landing page, work with the optimization. I've literally been running AdWords campaigns since 2004, 2005. For years myself. I today run my own campaigns. I go in 15 minutes a week and do little tweaks to my campaigns. If you don't know those tweaks to the campaigns, you can set it up. You can take the information that I put out and I shared with you about the setting it up, and you can attempt to set up yourself. But if there's one button that I share in the training that if you don't click, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars, and you'll get people from India and Japan and China and Philippines and all over the place that's going to want to hit your campaign, and you're not going to know it because it's hidden, right? Which is scary. So why do I believe this is $20,000? Because it is. I know I put the information into it and what it will do for your business, and I should be charging that. So Freedom Logic, the retail price on that is $16.97, right? Bi-weekly calls with me. I get on every 2 weeks. I don't have to, but $2,997. Sell your properties through a national buyers list. 2 weeks of live PPC secrets Q&A. So what I'm going to do is once we close this promotion, we'll probably be here tonight or next day or so. I'll do a live PPC secrets just for the 125 members, and I'll get on and answer questions about the campaigns or anything like that. I'll do that for 2 weeks. We'll pick a day each week, and I'll get on and I'll be able to answer questions live for you guys. All my price forms, spreadsheets, all that stuff that you saw, $497. Bi-weekly live deal or no deal, $19.97 with Brandon. Access to members only Facebook group, $9.97. Secret direct mail strategy, again, that should be worth not $9.97. It should be worth about 20 grand too, because one deal will pay for itself in spades, and you can use it over and over and over again. And once you see what it is and what we're doing, you're gonna freak. Anyways, so 100% money back guarantee, 30 days. All you gotta do is submit a support ticket to Chelsea or to our support staff, and they will work with you on that. Remember, only 125 members. You get everything. $20,000 is what we're charging for this. Actually, $19.97, but $20,000 is the value on this all day, twice on Sunday. But we're going to give you a massive discount. Single pay of $9.97. Go to getppcsecrets.com. Getppcsecrets.com. It's not for everybody. I don't want it for everybody. It's only the first 125 people. That's it. Once that is done, I don't want everybody and their brother using campaigns all across and screwing up what we got going on. Not that there's a bunch of competition or anything like that, but the bottom line is that this is the ultimate when it comes to Google AdWords for real estate investing and wholesaling, and having an understanding and building your campaign structure out exactly the way we talk about is the only way to do it, where you can get leads, what I just showed you in our account. 12,000 plus leads for $32. You gotta be kidding me. So that knowledge, in my opinion, is worth 20 grand, but talking to my staff, they go, you know what, if you charge 20 grand, you might get 1 or 2 people or 5 or 10 people to sign up, but you know, we wanna try to make it accessible. So it's $9.97, first 125 people, either take it or leave it. Go to getppcsecrets.com, getppcsecrets.com, and you can go there, check out the order page, and you can be happy to sign up. Remember, it's 30 day money back guarantee. Also, I get on the calls with you every 2 weeks to answer any questions about whatever you have. Also, we talk about stuff going on in the business, doing deals, closing deals, talking to sellers over the phone, and all the above. So here's everything you get: $33,000 value for $9.97 for the first 125 members. All right, so free give. Oh, here's another one. Monica Williams, $35,000 first deal. Congratulations, Monica. Another one right here. Tyler White's came in, crushed it, $111,000. Here's another deal. Here's our Chattanooga deal we talked about, $92,000. The Belmont deal in Jacksonville, $34,000. If you want deals like this, then this is where they came from. PPC Secrets, and if you want to learn how to do it, be one of the 125 members of that. We'll shut it down once it hits 125, and that is it. All right, free gift. Let me show you where the free gift is. If you go to PPC Secrets, get PPC Secrets, you'll land on this page, $9.97. Here's everything you can get. Remember, you can use PayPal credit. You can buy now and pay later. You can buy now and pay later. If you do that, and here's all this information you get right here. Where's my free Griff? All you have to do is click this thing right here, and you can click here and download it. This is your assignment contract. It's right here. This is the coveted assignment contract right here. And this assignment contract right here is a no fee. It's a hidden fee, meaning with the way the agreement is structured is that your fee is not revealed to the buyer when they fill out the contract, okay? So, and this was designed for that. This is the one I use in my business. All my friends that I talk about it and they use it. But if you go to getppcsecrets.com, getppcsecrets.com, you can click down here, get your free gift down here, and you'll be able to download it there. So here is the order page. You can get started. You'll have access immediately right away. All you'll do is get signed up, get started. You'll drop into the membership area and you'll be able to start watching the videos. You can literally watch them right now, tonight, get started, have your campaign set up tomorrow, and start getting leads coming in any state that you want across the country, and start doing deals. So I hope that helps. Chris, do you have any questions? Yeah. Okay, so someone asked a question about Freedom Logic. Freedom Logic, there's a monthly subscription of $197 that pays for all your data. It pays for your web hosting. It pays for your phone and using the phone and texting and some of the texting. You get a certain amount of text. So it's $197 a month to use it, but the license fee is waived. You don't have to pay the license fee to have access to Freedom Logic. So that comes with it. To use Freedom Logic, we make it accessible. Do you have to use it? No. You don't have to use it. You don't have to use the websites. You don't have to use the forms. You don't have to use the CRM or the follow-up or the email sequences or all that stuff that's included. But here's what it does. It literally replaced, for me, about $37,000 a year in all these different platforms. It replaced, you have MailChimp, or you have like, Aweber or Constant Contact. It replaced our email platform. It replaced a texting platform. You can use phone. You can get phone numbers. It replaced CallRail. CallRail was just $1,200 a month. It replaced Zapier because I had Podio. Podio is $400 to $500 a month because I had so many users on it, and I had to use GlobiFlow to connect with Podio, and we had to connect it with Zaps so we could try to get follow-ups that worked. So all those things were done. We had OnCare, which is a great service, but it replaced it with our websites within there. And it connected our forms very easily, so leads that could come into our system. When it came to comps, it was easy to find comps. It was easy to have Google Maps integrated, and also a skip tracing inside there. So it's literally an all-inclusive, all-in-one, and it took $37,000 a year and replaced it with $197 a month. So to me, it's an absolute no-brainer. And we are throwing this in. You can use it if you want. And we'll waive the license fee on there, and so you don't have to pay that.
How long would you say it would take to get all of it set up from watching?
From start to finish to get it set up, I would say no less than an hour. If you go through each video, I made the videos short. I mean, Chris can answer. Each video is how long would you say?
8 minutes.
About 8 minutes was each video, and it's literally step by step. Here's how to set up a campaign. Click, 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 bam. Here's how to set up the ad group. Click, 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 bam. Here's how to set up conversion tracking. Click, 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 bam. And you can pause it, and you can do what I do, and you can do the next step. You can pause it, you can do what I do, and then do the next step. I literally tried to go as slow as I can and break each section into one video, so they're short 5 to 8 minute videos. Longest video is 17. And that's probably the Freedom Logic one.
No, it's setting your ads correctly.
No, yeah, saying you're okay. Yeah, actually writing the ads. I actually wrote the ads out with you through the process and explained the process of why we did what we did. So I actually typed out and wrote the ads out. That's why it took a little bit longer.
Do you still need REI Automator with this?
REI Automator is a complete different platform for pulling all your data. So let's say a lead comes in and they're from Fort Mills, South Carolina. Well, you got to go in the REI Automator and look it up, Fort Mills, and look up the property, look up the seller, make sure it has all the information on the property, how many square feet, what the value is of the property. So yes, we use REI Automator, and we use REI Automator to find the cash buyers and the leads and the flippers in those specific markets like Fort Mills, South Carolina, so we can actually sell the properties in the market. So the platforms we use are basically Freedom Logic and REI Automator are the two platforms we use to run the business, and then we generate leads through direct mail primarily and Google AdWords.
Someone just wanted to point out that they found somebody that charges $12,000 for their Google AdWords program.
That's what I said. I mean, it's like, well, here's the thing. If you get a Google certified, like professional, whatever, first off, they're not going to have you set up a maximize conversion campaign, and they're going to have you go micro on it, and you're going to target zip codes, and you're going to pay an astronomical cost per lead. So what Chris was just saying, that someone on there said that they were charging $12,000. That's why I said $20,000 is nothing in this real estate business. I mean, because I'm telling you, you're getting leads coming in. I mean, it's insane. I should charge $20,000, for this. But I know that it's going to make an impact in your life, and I know for a fact if you pay $997 and invest in yourself in $997, then you're actually going to take it seriously, and you're going to do it and apply it. And you're going to get results from it, right? So I think it'll make a difference. So, all right, no more questions. Go to Get PPC Secrets. Get PPC Secrets. Show my screen, Chris. And if you go here, you'll see Get PPC Secrets right here. If you have any questions, you can call this number. Chelsea will answer it. You can use PayPal credit if you want. All you gotta do is click this button to continue, fill out this information, get signed up, be one of the first 125 people. After 125 people, this will shut down, and that's it. And I'm not selling it anymore to anybody else ever, because I don't really have to, because it's a great course. So make that available to you guys. Get PPC Secrets. Get PPC Secrets. Go there and save yourself $19,000 and for signing up. So I'm going to sign off. Have a great evening. God bless, and I'll see you soon.